Hello?
Hello, my name is Scott. I spoke about the child safe kits and the no cost benefits.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Is Mary here?
Hi.
Mary.
Mary, great. I'm using my laptop at the same time for quality control. To the table in your outlet?
Sure, come on in, man.
Awesome.
Perfect. Hey, Scott, how long is this gonna take, man?
Not long at all, man. They got me running around like crazy, seeing appointments every hour on the hour, so we just sit at the table and knock it out real quick.
All right,
So how long you guys been around?
20 years
Yeah.
or so? We've been here in Austin.
20 years.
Yeah.
Any family?
Mary's family.
Mary's family.
Yeah. They don't cook that good either.
That's what his family's for. We don't travel for that.
Nice. Okay, how big's your family?
It's really just me and my mom and my grandparents.
Okay, all right.
But I have a brother in Missouri, but he doesn't count.
Doesn't count. Okay.
He's half brother.
Okay. All right. What about you?
Well, I actually got 10 siblings.
10.
No, I'm actually one of 10, should I say. Yep, so 9. I was 9 siblings.
Wow. Parents were busy.
Yeah, that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. So what do you do for work?
Man, I'm a ex-NFL player, man. So I play football now. I do some coaching and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Gonna get your your date of birth?
December 5th, 1989.
89. Awesome. Cool. Let me tell you exactly what my job is. First, we're going to deliver your child safe ID kit and no cost benefits. Then we're going to go over the additional benefits you're entitled to if you qualify. My company, American Income, works with over 20,000 different unions, credit unions, and associations handling their additional benefits. Because of American Income's relationship with the International Union of Police Associations, you have access to the same exclusive benefits groups like police and firefighters have had access to for years.
Okay.
Got this quick video to give you a little introduction to the company.
Oh, wow.
Joe, Mary, this is your no-cost child safe ID kit. I'm sure you know families with children, right?
Mm-hmm.
This kit provided by American Income is one of the most comprehensive on the market and gives the police what they need to help find a missing child. You can only get this kit by a visit from someone like me, and I've got one for your kid.
Okay.
It seems like every time we turn on the news, we hear about human trafficking or a child running away from home or kidnapping or something like that. If something happened to the children that you want their parents to have this kit.
Mm-hmm.
Through our partnership as the endorsed company by the International Union of Police Associations to handle this program, you can get this kit out to up to 10 families who have children. Who's the first family we can get these kids out to?
The other moms in the carpool probably. There's Tiffany
Mm-hmm.
and Trish
Mm-hmm.
and Colleen.
Okay. Do you have last names for these?
Tiffany is Turner.
Okay.
Trish is Campbell. And then the Colleen is Christian.
Okay. How about phone numbers?
How'd you get my phone? 512-111-111.
Okay.
And then 512-222-2222.
Mm-hmm.
And then 512-333-3333.
Okay. Who's next?
Bob.
Okay.
Yes. Can't forget about Bob, man. Bob's a good buddy of mine. I got a newborn on the way.
Does Bob have a last name?
Builder?
Bob Builder?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a cell phone or a home?
512-555-3655.
Okay. Who's next?
The kids, let me see. That's really it with the small children.
Okay. Well, brings us to our next no cost benefit. Joe and Mary, this is your health services discount card. And because group benefits can change or be taken away, this no cost benefit will help by giving you up to a 60% discount on things like vision care, chiropractic services, prescription drugs, and hearing aids. This brochure has all the enrollment information, including a toll-free number and website. I'll answer all of your questions. I'll leave it here for you. You can check it out after I leave. Next no cost benefit is the accidental death and dismemberment benefit. Joe, for you, this is a living benefit that pays you $1,000 for the loss of a hand, foot, or sight in one eye. And double that, or $2,000 for loss of any two.
Mm-hmm.
Mary, for you, this is a death benefit that pays you $2,000 if Joe dies accidentally. Now, I know $2,000 isn't all the money in the world, but I'm sure you can see how $2,000 would be helpful if he dies, right?
Oh, yeah.
Great. So, Mary, I need you to sign here, acknowledging the benefits, and then you're the beneficiary. Joe, sign here, acknowledging the benefits, and then she's the beneficiary. Great. Now, next thing I need to do is put in 2 emergency contacts in the event that you both die in a common accident.
Mm-hmm.
Be wise if they were over 18, lived outside your home, and local. Who's your first emergency contact?
My mom.
Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Her name's Paula.
Paula.
How?
How?
Yeah, it's HOWE.
Okay. Does she have a phone number?
512
Mm-hmm.
630
Mm-hmm.
7108.
Okay. And who's your second?
Let's do Uncle Joe
Okay.
Uncle Joe. Okay. What's Joe's last name?
Johnson.
Johnson. Joe Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
What's his phone number?
215 567
Mm-hmm.
8913.
Okay. Great. Now, the reason this is a 2-part program is because right now families are dealing with some serious gaps in their coverage. That's why this was important enough for me to come out here personally to review this with you.
Mm-hmm.
First area of concern is funeral and final expenses. Right now, funerals are looking like $14,000, $15,000, and they're saying $30,000 in a few years. After that, we've got paycheck loss. Typically, the breadwinner, like Joe, you die, the paycheck dies with you. After that, we've got mortgage. If a breadwinner dies, families typically lose a home. After that, we've got children's protection. Now, benefits through a job are not permanent, so this can create a risk for the children. Then we got copays and deductibles. So if you're ever in a hospital, you're not working, you're not making any money. Then we got losses in pension and retirement accounts. There's unexpected situations that can create some serious problems for people. And there's terminal illnesses like cancer. It's the #1 cause of bankruptcy in America right now. And the last area of concern is affordability. We sit down with people making $7 an hour, some making $47 an hour. Some are working a ton of overtime. Some are laid off. They wanted this to be affordable for everyone. So let's imagine that you go into work tomorrow and your boss tells you that business is good. So they're going to pay you for 41 hours instead of 40. With that extra hour, are you two going to go get matching Ferraris?
Probably not.
No.
Wish.
Start building your dream home? No? So let's say on the flip side, your boss tells you the business is slow. So, but they're not going to fire you or your coworkers off. They're just going to let everyone go an hour early on Friday. By losing that hour, you're going to have to cancel cable.
Probably not.
How about dentist appointments for the kids? Hopefully off the table?
No.
No. So that 1 hour adjustment doesn't really change anything. That brings us to the last no cost benefit, the needs analysis. I'm going to ask you some questions, and if there's no need, it won't make any recommendations. If there is a need, I'll review those recommendations with you.
Okay.
Great. What's your kid's name?
Logan.
Logan. Same last name?
Mm-hmm.
And his date of birth?
November 3rd, 2011.
November 3rd, 11. Now, I hate to ask this, but I also need your date of birth.
April 16th. But a woman never reveals her age. 1990.
April 1690. All right. Now we got some health questions here, right? Any internal cancer in the past 2 years?
No.
And some diabetes?
Mm-mm.
Cardiovascular, heart attack, stroke?
No.
Currently on oxygen?
Mm-mm.
Terminal illness?
No.
Alzheimer's?
No.
You use tobacco?
No.
Are you on probation?
No.
You got a DUI?
No.
Okay, so Joe, what would you say your average monthly take home is?
7,000.
Pretty well off. And Mary, how about you?
10,000.
Okay. Are you renting or owning?
Um,
How much is left on the mortgage?
about 100,000. I'm gonna pay that off by like 2 years.
And do you know how many years are left on that?
Hmm?
You know how many years are left on the
15.
15? Okay.
Yeah, so we got big goals when we pay this thing off.
Yeah. Steep. You bank locally, like a credit union or something?
Yep.
Cool. All right, I'll let the computer do its magic here. Now, before I review your areas of concern, I have this mandatory read-off letter. It explains how the enrollment process works. But rather than read that whole thing, I'm going to just summarize it for you. What it's basically saying is if, as I'm going through these benefits, saying, wow, these are really great benefits, I can see why they approved this and why everyone is doing this, go ahead and apply today while I'm out here. If on the flip side, I'm going through these benefits and you're saying, yeah, these are great benefits, but they don't really fill a need for me and my family right now, I'm actually going to ask you not to apply. They can do it this way because everything has already been checked, rechecked, and approved by over 20,000 different unions, credit unions, and associations who have set this up to be a no-brainer for their members. It's going to be an easy yes or no. Does that make sense? Now, whatever you decide to do, they still want your opinion on this officer report form, which is sort of like my report card. So it's important that you listen and ask questions. Carlos and Tommy, have any questions?
Mm-hmm.
Are you too?
Yeah.
Great. Let me review your areas of concern using an illustration. Let's say your current job, call it job A, out of the way. Job A, making $3,000 a week, and you got your normal group benefits. You go into work and another job opens up. We'll call it job B. Job B, you got the same group benefits, the same coworkers, the same responsibilities, the same everything. But with job B, you're making $2,900 a week, or about 1 hour's wage difference. Like we said earlier, it's pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
But that 1 hour is going to eliminate all of your concerns. The first concern is funeral and final expenses. There's a 100% chance that your family will need this. Let this video explain. Now, American Income is going to provide $100,000 of coverage for this. $180,000 of coverage for this. And the Freedom of Choice benefit has been set up to handle this burden for your family. This right here. Great thing about that is it doesn't actually tell the funeral home what your coverage is. You take it in, it's a real negotiation. There's nothing on there. You just fill out what you agreed upon, you sign it, they call us, we handle everything. Current job, we don't have that. Besides, obviously, Mary, when Joe dies, you're gonna miss him. But after a few weeks go by, you'll probably miss his paychecks too.
Yeah.
So American Income's gonna provide $180,000 of coverage for this when this happens. That would give you and the kids $3,000 a month for 60 months. I mean, 5 years of income at that time would be huge, right?
Yeah, probably.
Besides their income, the next thing people want secured for their family is their home. It's their home. So American Income is going to provide $250,000 of coverage for this. If you're to die during your working years, this would probably be due to an accident. So to give you the most value, this is covered by an accidental death benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Current job, you don't have that. The next concern has to do with your children's future education, not their final education. Your children's future education. If you were to die in an accident, American Income can provide $100,000 or $50,000 for each of your 2 children. This money we set up just give your kids a head start in life. Obviously, their current job, we don't have that. Also included is a special $10,000 life insurance policy on each of your kids under 18 who qualify. When they turn 21, they can convert that to 5 times the amount, or $50,000, with no health questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
Next benefit has to do with some income concerns if you're ever injured or in an accident. This benefit will pay you $100 every time you go in for a bump, bruise, or bee sting, any type of accident or injury. If you're overnight in the hospital, it's $200 a day. And double that, or $400 for intensive care. If you're in the hospital, what are you not doing?
Working.
You're not working, what are you not making?
Money.
Your bills still come in?
Yeah.
Right. So with that benefit, if you're injured on or off the job and you're in the hospital for 5 days, it pays you $1,000. Their current job, all you get is income loss and bills. Also included with that is you'll pay $10,000 if you lose a hand, foot, or sight in one eye. Or double that, or $20,000 for loss of any 2. Current job wouldn't have any of those benefits. Another important feature of this program is if you're diagnosed with a terminal illness such as cancer, you can access up to half of your income protection and freedom of choice while you're alive. This will give you $37,500 and Mary $97,500 to put your family in the best financial situation possible before you die. Current job, you got 0. Now, if you wanted to work tomorrow and had a choice between job A and job B, which would you pick?
B.
Job B, right? Why would you do that if you're making more over there?
Just the benefits.
Benefits, right? This doesn't have to be a no-brainer. Now, what I just went over was what the benefit software suggests is a basic plan to cover your concerns. There is another option you can choose if you qualify. It's recommending that you move to a preferred freedom of choice of $31,000 to protect your family from inflation. It actually gets you a better rate. It's only another $12 a week. So do you want to go with the basic plan of 1 hour's wage, or do you want to do a little bit more for your family and get the inflation protection built in?
Well, we'll just leave us this right here, and we're gonna think about it, and we'll give you a call, and we'll just need some time to kind of just think about it.
I understand that. A lot of members feel that way. But as we explained, as I said earlier, we can only see each member once each enrollment period, and our enrollment periods are about 3 or 4 years. I'm sure you didn't mind the fact that if anything happens to you, Mary and the kids get an extra $20,000 to $50,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
If this was free, you jump on it, huh?
Yeah.
Right. So the question really is, if 130 is actually comfortable for you, do you feel 130 is going to pull food off the table?
Not really.
Right. Okay. So this is done on a monthly withdrawal. Because today is, was it the 27th? You can set it up anytime between the 27th and the 10th. What day works best for you?
12.
It's outside. It is between the 27th and the 10th.
Let's do it on the 10th.
10th? Okay. All right. Now, this is the Q&R checklist. It's a mandatory checklist. We go over with all the members. They explain how the enrollment process works. If you are, at some point in everyone's life, we become uninsurable. This is typically due to either health, age, or habits. And once you're uninsurable, you typically can't get insurance again. If you are approved, there are 3 possible outcomes. First, you could be approved standard for having little to no health risk. The second option is you fall somewhere between uninsurable and perfect health. Last option, back up. If you're somewhere between uninsurable and perfect health, there's a special category in there that our group's created. It's called special risk, if you call it. In this category, you'll pay exactly what someone else would pay for the same health profile. Think of it like car insurance. If you had a bunch of speeding tickets, you're not going to pay the same as someone who has a perfect driving record. Mm-hmm. Right. The last option is the counteroffer. They make this offer for someone who they may not have covered in the past. It's the last sort of attempt to get covered. Now, let me go through this. Okay. Now, we have to do a oral specimen. So there will be an oral specimen required along with an HIV consent form that ensures the results are sent to you in your home privately in case of any positive HIV result, in addition to checking for nicotine. This quick specimen also tests for various health issues, as well as drugs, both legal and illegal. You can receive your policy in 2 to 8 weeks. The underwriters are going to look at it and make sure everything's good. Obviously, with these benefits, you are conditionally covered from the moment I walk out the door. So the first bank draft happens within 24 to 48 hours of the application. Your first premium is $135. You need your driver's license, your doctor's information, any meds you take, and a voided check. This conditional receipt ensures that you are covered. Please make the check out. We don't collect checks. If you have any health problems, the company will attempt to approve you anyway by adding a special risk premium. You will be notified if this happens. And you're going to receive a follow-up call in a couple of weeks. It only takes 4 or 5 minutes. It's basically a survey, making sure that we didn't, kill your dog or something on the way in. Then we're not actually filling out paperwork. It's going to be all electronic signatures, so you understand that by typing your name, it's a legally binding signature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great. So, Joe, Mary, nearly everyone takes advantage of this program because, like you, it's value.
Mm-hmm.
And the cost is very low compared to many benefits. But it is rare, but sometimes people do cancel. It could be a week, a month, or a year later. We end up seeing these same people in the next service period, usually 2 or 3 years later. Most people end up wanting to reapply. Problem is, the program is more expensive now because they're older. Worse yet, some can't even get back in because their health has changed. Point is, this is not a short-term fix. It is a long-term solution. The longer you're in the program, the more the value. So if 130 feels uncomfortable for now, uncomfortable for you, let's fix it while I'm here. How's 130 feel?
Good.
That's fine.
It's good? Okay, good. And please remember to keep this program in place for you and your family, and the next time I see you, you'll be glad you did.